The following podcast is brought to you by the Ebb Tide Treatment Center. Many people wrestle with addiction. You don't have to. Reach out to the Ebb Tide Treatment Center, where they wish to empower each individual encountered with the support, hope, and tools required for long-term sobriety, priding themselves on providing the best possible treatment experience for you and your loved ones based on unique needs. They're committed to breaking the stigma that plagues those suffering with addiction and their families by educating and bringing awareness to the community. The Ebb Tide Treatment Center provides individual and group therapy, multiple recovery pathways for support, evidence-based clinical support, integrated aftercare social reintegration, personalized treatment planning, program addressing whole life health, and Vivitrol program, all available. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, reach out to them at ebbtidetc.com or call 844-430-4357. Hello, once again, everybody. Welcome to AIW's The Card is Going to Change. We have another fun and interesting episode. But first, a word and shout out of our sponsors. We want to give thanks to Smart Mark Video, who records every single one of our shows. So find our shows if you can't be there live on DVD, MP4, however you'd like to stream them digitally. Of course, thank you to Angelo's Pizza, who provides us with food at every one of those live events, as well as keeping us fed here when we record the podcast. Angelo's Pizza on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. Make sure
free food is actually how we got our guests today, so
yeah,
shout out to them.
There you go. It is award-winning pizza. They have all sorts of other great food there as well. And then, of course, Jack Prints, who takes care of all of our graphic design and printing needs. They can take care of yours as well. They've got banners, flyers, clothing, any sort of signage that you may need, anything you can think of at all, they've got it there. And check them out at jackprints.com.
JKPrints.com.
Shout out to our new rep, Nadia.
That's right. Those voices that you heard are the AIW co-owners, John Thorne, Chandler Biggins. My name's Steve Guy. I get to moderate this fun ride that we go through.
Also, shout out to Anthony Lacazio, the 78-pound loudmouth, 98-pound loudmouth, for providing me with the Samoa Joe TNA shirt because he was cleaning out the TNA warehouse.
Wow!
He sent us a nice care package
Wow.
to get those stats down that Words has been investigating.
How many Robbie E. Hater shades are in that box over there?
So I am wearing this weird Samoa Joe submission machine shirt. Compliments of the 98-pound loudmouth.
Whatever happened to old Samoa Joe?
He's a wrestler.
Yeah, he's still around. Turns out. You got to keep up with those things. Like Star Wars. You got to start watching them.
Triple H is never going to give you a job for that.
Yeah, you're done.
I love Samoa Joe. He's a hell of a hand at the NXT roster.
Wow. Well, if you listened to last week's episode, we had some fun with a guest, and we're going to do the same this week. Today's guest joining us, where are we, Chandler Biggins, by the way?
Studio apartment.
In Parma, Ohio.
Parma Heights.
Parma Heights. Sorry, we're in the Heights, where Chandler Biggins and I now live with John Thorne in his one-bedroom
Three's Company.
Studio, apartment, whatever you want to call it.
Are you Janet or Chrissy?
I
guess I would be Chrissy. You'd be Janet.
You're fucking Mr. Roper. Let's get this going.
Why would you be Chrissy?
I would be living downstairs because my name's Chris.
Oh, so
I'd be
you
living
get to be Suzanne Summers?
Yeah,
By
step.
Are you gonna make a Thigh Master?
I'm a straight man, but I would probably marry Patrick Duffy. Just saying. Handsome fella.
What a fucking weird thing to say, dude.
That was step by step. Can't marry John Ritter. He's dead.
Okay,
R.I.P. All right. So anyway, we are joined today. We do have like a live audience somewhat here. It's a little round table.
Worldwide hasn't left yet from last week.
Yeah, he's paying us rent. And bartender Nick Sanka also in the house, in the studio. He's somewhere. But our guest of honor today is Dave the Potato Dawson, who you may know as referee Dave Dawson.
Former professional wrestler.
Former
manager.
Retired. Jack of all trades, so to speak.
Yeah. Does it all. Uber driver extraordinaire.
Retired.
Retired from that.
First Uber driver with retirement.
His registration isn't on the up and up, from what I hear.
If you happen to be at the whole shebang in September of 2016, Dave Dawson also was a beer runner for you if you're in the front row because it was so crowded.
Put that over too much. That's not that good a story.
I'm just saying, jack of all trades. Guy does anything.
Professional flyer.
Flyer. Oh, passes on flyers. Okay.
Hell of an airport transportation director.
The official director of the Laredo Kid.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
My fans.
At any rate, welcome to the show, Dave. And I guess we'll give you a microphone here. I don't know if this is going to turn out pretty for you, but
you better talk. Unlike your appearance on the Art of Wrestling.
Oh my God, you had the worst appearance ever on Art of Wrestling. It was your dream to be on Art of Wrestling, and then you just froze.
Yeah, this is my rebuttal.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, I got my Angelo's pizza, all the cheese in the world on my pizza.
What do you got to say to the world?
That's it.
What do I
You
got
just
to
put like an Angelo's.
Well,
Speaking of you in restaurants, you got a
historic history with
you have a historic history of trying to get free stuff.
that's a good start.
Let's talk about the time after a road trip. We're at Denny's, and you said, I will not be ordering anything off the menu, but ma'am, could I get a large bowl of lemon slices or lemon wedges? And you proceeded not to order anything off the menu, but you made your own lemonade.
It was good lemonade.
You're a freeloader.
Not a freeloader. I just really like lemonade.
But you didn't order anything.
Yeah, I ordered the lemons,
But you don't pay for them?
but they were there. Same with this pizza, this Angelo's pizza. It's here.
Yeah, I should charge you for it for all the bullshit that you've put us through over the years.
Well, look where we are now.
Look where we are now.
Hot potato, going on hot.
Oh boy,
Let's start. Where did you come from? Because I tried to think of it and I don't know.
where did I come from?
James Rhodes High School.
Yeah, James Rhodes
Worldwide
High
can give
School.
you the GPS directions.
Let's
The
hope
the alma mater of my father.
And
Oh,
Perry
is that-
Saturn.
and Perry Saturn, yeah, and Drew Carey,
Yeah, it's a hell of a fucking lineup. And you
and then you got me.
got Sammy, Drew Carey, Perry Saturn, and Dave Dawson.
That's one hell of a lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
So how did you get involved? How did you come into my life? That's what I want to know.
Well,
'Cause I haven't been able to get rid of you.
AOL Instant Messenger was a big part of my life back in the day.
Mortification 007 wasn't
Yeah,
that your name?
That's right.
That's it.
John Thorne, I think was your screen name.
Yeah, that's it.
Just type in John Thorne and get profile came right up.
Yeah, there it is.
What did mortification mean?
It was a band that I liked, some metal band.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
it was
James Bond?
I did at the time, yeah.
At the time.
At the time, yeah.
You're not a James Bond fan now?
Yeah, I don't keep up to date with it.
You
know?
turn your back on him?
I didn't turn my back on him. Yeah, there was a video
So you're
game.
just like, man, Pierce Brosnan's my guy. Nobody else can replace him.
Probably not.
Would you marry him like I would marry Patrick Duffy?
Would you marry Patrick Duffy?
That was a gay man, yes.
I probably wouldn't do that then.
He's a handsome fella.
All right. So Mortification 007.
Yeah. So it's my favorite band. I like the video game GoldenEye. Yeah, you ever play that game? N64.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good one. Yeah.
You
So-
love that video game so much you made a screen name of
That's
it.
right. There it is.
All right. So how do you get involved in the AIW? How do you weasel your way in here?
Well, let's talk about who paid his admission at the first show because he didn't realize there was a cover charge.
Who did that?
Chandler Biggins. Chandler
Poor
Biggins
kid
was the guy.
in the line in front of me in line at AIW. He was being hassled because he was under 21, and I lent him $3 extra to get in.
You actually lent us $9.
Because there was three fucking kids.
There was 3 of us, so he lent us $9.
Potatoes. That was back in the days when the potato was like a gremlin, and he would just you threw a little water on him, and he would just produce 8 more guys.
Hey, but
The
that really
potato patch.
paid off with the ring crew though.
Remember when I had sex with that girl you were in love with, Miss Potato?
There was a girl. There was a girl, Miss Potato. And one time me and Thorne had her in a garage, and this waitress from Outback.
This is
Listen to the story.
getting real weird.
There was a girl from Outback that was there, and Miss Potato, and they started arguing over who had bigger breasts, and they were about to have a tit off, but it was ruined. Sorry.
Her name was Miss Potato.
This is true.
I don't want to get into it. It wasn't us. We were all for it.
So how did I get involved?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Because
started-
I try to think of it, and you.
I think you weaseled your way on the security staff with Greg Iron.
Well, here's the thing. So there was the first show that you helped me out to get in, and then there was like a show in what was that, Seven Hills? I didn't go to that one. There might have been another show after that, but then there was the first ever Hell on Earth, and
4 shows in.
At the
four-
Beachland Ballroom.
Yeah, which was weird because there was a lot of like weird shindy guys that were kind of there. You know,
who are you to call anybody a shindy guy?
hey man, I'm associated with you.
Yeah.
So I'm not a shindy guy.
I beg to differ.
Well, you know. And so I'm there with Cheddar. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a best friend named Cheddar.
Shout out to Cheddar.
Yeah, you had a whole fucking clan, huh?
Yeah, there was Beans.
What about the fucking guy with the alligator skin cowboy hat?
Just saw that guy at Walmart the other day.
You sent me the picture.
It's our Target. He was at Target.
Jesus.
And that bartender Nick Sake got into a fist fight during the barbed wire match.
I also think you tried fighting him at St. Patty's Day. I think Nick Sanka tried fighting him at St. Patty's
Sounds
Day.
about right.
Yeah, that's probably a true story.
Okay, so let's continue.
So
where
we're
you
at the
came
Beachland Ballroom. We're enjoying a good time. I was a guest of, the other guy that was involved at the time.
Guest?
Yeah.
What kind of business is this?
from. You just sent him an IM on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah,
or
that's
AOL
pretty-
Messenger. Hey man.
Hey man. Yeah, that's probably how it sounded too. Yeah. So he let me in, and he,
Dead Child 216 let you in?
well, yeah, it was a screen name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go and enjoy the show, and then our ride left. Me and Chada's ride left, and then we needed a ride home, and so there was the fourth guy, the bigger guy, the MMA guy. Yeah, we don't talk about him either.
I would not call what he does MMA, but go ahead.
He was gonna drive us home, but we had to pay our dues, quote unquote, to get a ride home, and that was the beginning.
So actually, AIW created Uber,
AIW did create Uber.
like potato Uber.
Yeah, and just for the record, I did not touch the ring that day because I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, thanks for being a piece of shit.
Look at me now.
Yeah, look at you
Exactly.
now.
What's up, everybody? This is Alex Worldwide Keller, and I'm sitting here live watching WWE Battleground and New Japan's G1 Climax at the same time on two TVs. And you know who I miss? Daniel Bryan. I know he's on SmackDown. I'd like to see him in New Japan, and maybe we'll see him there in a year and a half. But until then, you should hit up the thrift store jobber because he has Daniel Bryan's first shirt from WWE, and it is a beaut, submission wrestling. Actually, I think he hated it, but you'll love it. Hit him up at Thrift Store Jobber on Instagram, Etsy, he's on Twitter. Use Worldwide for a promo code and get the dang deal done. Now I'm going to get back to all this action. Ooh, New Day and Zack Sabre Jr., two different TVs. My mind is blown right now.
All right, so that was kind of boring. Let's just get into some
We might
fucking
have to cut that out.
Let's get into some fucking juicy potato stuff.
Oh boy.
First and foremost, I want to talk about AIW's first foray in attempting to get a sponsorship.
So we would always get together like a crew of AIW people to watch the WWE pay-per-views. So there was these things before the network called, quote, blast areas. And they're few and far between. It's hard to find a good blast area. So we would bounce around. There would Fox and Hound would sometimes be a blast area. or BW3s, or there was a local Cleveland establishment called Harpo's. People that have been around Cleveland for a while probably know of it. It's since closed, but it was like a legendary sports bar from like the 80s. Me and Thorne went there a couple times, started talking to the people there, and we knew they had sponsored autograph signings and stuff before, so we thought, hey, let's get in with these guys. So they put up all the AIW posters and flyers, and we're thinking nothing of it. The guy says, hey, let's get a meeting soon. We'll talk about doing some kind of co-pro, or even it was big enough that we could run shows there. So everything's going fine, and then Thorne could go from there.
So,
Take it away.
Mr. Oh, he's getting hot already. It's that fucking baked potato right now.
So the random pay-per-view, it's probably like No Way Out.
It's like fucking Taboo Sunday or whatever.
Yeah.
Cyber Sunday. And Potato orders some food, and he's in there, and we're talking. Potato's got a little bit of a rep for being a fucking little carny. So he orders this food, and he's eating it, and
I believe it was like a dozen wings. Let's say.
They were chicken wings.
And then Potato eats about 7 of them. And then he talks to our waitress. He goes, hey, I need to see the manager. This food is disgusting.
It wasn't that good.
He goes, this is disgusting. So he comes over.
And meanwhile, the Duke is already like disgusted. Duke like storms away.
So the owner comes over, not the manager. The owner.
The owner that had talked to us about giving us free money.
Yeah, giving us plenty of money. And the Potato goes on to talk about how his establishment is disgusting.
And he could already feel his stomach being upset.
And the guy goes, well, you ate about 7.
I don't think it was 7.
It was a lot.
You ate over half of your food. And he goes, take this off my bill. I'm not paying for this.
And the guy doesn't look at Potato. He just looks at Thorne and I and gives us a death stare.
Because we had been negotiating with this guy for some money, which Potato was not privy to this information. He just thought he was going to get a free meal.
So when we go to leave the pay-per-view, where were the flyers and the posters?
All in the garbage.
All in the garbage.
And whose fault was that?
I'm taking the blame for ruining the only.
You cost us
the first.
thousands by a $7 chicken wing order.
Look on the bright side. Harpo's doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, they could have went out of business sooner, giving us more money.
That's true. That's not I didn't shut them down.
You probably their food costs went up.
I did not ruin the sponsorship.
How did you ruin the sponsorship?
Where'd your voice go?
I'm hyper. I'm mad. I'm starting to get hot pickets.
The wings were not good. Now, if I would have ordered something else, like a burger or something, it would probably be better.
What about the time with Fox and Hound,
Oh, boy.
Parma? It was
Hold on, before that happens. What about the time that I broke up with my ex-girlfriend and you tried to take her on a date?
First of all, that's not true. That's not true either.
And then you wrote me apologetic letters because you signed up for the Army.
I did.
What about a Girls' Night Out 1? What did you slip Alice in Wonderland?
Hey, you know what? We should talk about Girls' Night Out 1, huh? We should talk about the positive side of Girls' Night Out 1.
That you tried to, you did slip Alice in Wonderland. You go, let me pack up your merch table for you, and you slipped an Army promo picture of yourself in there and said, I heard you like Army boys.
I heard you like men in uniform.
Yeah, tell
With
me.
your phone number on that.
You know that picture ended up in someone's wallet and then ended up on
It's on Cole
someone else's.
Cabana's refrigerator.
That's where it ended up. Cole Cabana's refrigerator.
She didn't get it, though.
Why? She should have.
That could have been your lady, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, not a chance. Let's talk. What about the positive of the Girl Night Out 1?
What about
What
it?
about the positives?
Please explain.
That the time that I forwarded, some goods to you guys, and the show happened.
You gave us money
Yeah,
because you ruined all of our sponsorships?
it was the only way I can hopefully.
Repay us?
Yeah, it worked. Look at Girls Night Out now.
Look at it now.
Well, look at it now.
You're taking
So
credit.
you're taking credit for it?
I'm not taking credit for it.
Oh, you're not taking credit for it.
What about the time, allegedly, Beef Stew Lou Marconi threw you down a flight of stairs?
Oh my god! And I cried wolf, and nothing happened.
It wasn't
didn't call
Wolf.
the
I mean, you
cops.
got thrown down the stairs.
Is it not true that him throwing you down the stairs is why he's involved in the WWE concussion lawsuit?
Possibly.
Maybe the potato roughed up Beef Stew and we don't know about it.
Yeah. What if?
We got to get you some more entertaining stories because this is going pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really good at podcasts.
That's the worst podcast ever. Okay, so
Here's the thing about Beef Stew Lou Marconi, all right? So I go, as a spectator, I had flyers in my pocket for you guys.
Yeah.
What we were going to do.
Because you're a little bit of a shit stirrer, right?
A little bit. So I was going to go in there as a guest of, who was I guest of? Flying Ryan Burke, I think. That
that's
guy.
getting edited off.
Yeah, okay, keep going.
All right, so I was a guest, and I had flyers in my pocket.
Have you ever paid for an indie show?
Yeah.
A lot of guests, a lot of comps you get.
Well, sometimes, when you're involved, you got to just get in there.
Okay, so continue.
All right, so I go in as a guest. I'm at the door. They're like, your name's not on the list. I'm like, what do you mean my name's not on the list? So they go and get Dude, and instead of Dude coming up to me, it's Beef Stew Lou. And he gets in my face, and he starts motherfucking the shit out of me. He is yelling at the top of his lungs.
The potato.
He really does. And then he starts shoving me. And
How many times?
maybe 4 or 5. But the 5th time, I lost my footing and
Fell down the
I
stairs.
fell down a flight of stairs. And he didn't care.
Well, I mean, if he's showing you, he probably doesn't care.
You know what? It's really weird because a few weeks after that, he wished me a happy birthday via Facebook.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, fuck. Piece of shit.
Whoa. Well, hey, now.
Yeah, whatever. He's not going to show up to a show anytime soon.
You never know.
You never know. He might.
He might be jumping out of that room over there to surprise you.
Mystery guy in the gauntlet.
Mystery guy at your new house.
He doesn't know where I live.
We do.
You guys kind of do.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What else can we talk about with you, Potato?
Hopefully something entertaining.
Okay, you can
'cause
talk
I'm
about...
boring the shit out of this podcast.
That's on you, man.
I know, I suck.
Speaking of restaurants, there was a time that at Fox and Hound restaurant, it was a WrestleMania. So what's a WrestleMania, like 5 hours?
Yeah.
Well, it was all you can eat chips and salsa. And you went through 4 rounds of these chips, unlimited chips and salsa. The 5th round came, and you go, oh, man, these chips are so stale. I want my money back.
That bowl was pretty bad, though.
But you already ate 4 servings.
Well, they needed to be fresh every time. Now, that might have closed them.
Kellerman, you want to go back out?
What about when you took the worst fucking rock bottom ever?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Let's talk about your wrestling career.
All right, now here
Let's
we go.
talk about when Chuck Taylor and Ethan Carter III.
Can we start from the beginning?
Let's him as a rep.
Well, you took the worst rock bottom. What were you thinking taking that rock bottom?
Hey,
you didn't think you thought I'm gonna sandbag one huge wrestling celebrity and one not so big wrestling celebrity?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Chuck Taylor's pretty tall.
Yeah, see, Chuck Taylor, he's the indie guy, so he's not as good.
Never heard of him.
And then, I take, the stunner happens, and it knocks the shit out of me, and then I go for, rock bottom, and he just couldn't get me up. I don't know what happened.
Sandbag McGee over here.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know where this podcast is going.
Get back on track.
I'm at a loss for words.
Why did Potato get banned?
What about Potato? Let's talk about how you got into wrestling in general, because you used to be a wrestler. We opened with this.
Oh, let's talk about how you got banned from AIW.
There's that. All right.
What about the time you tried to have some gentlemen beat up me and Josh Prohibition?
I did not
And
do that.
me, I was there. It was gonna be 2-on-3.
That guy was a drunk idiot. I didn't even know who he was.
Because we called you a cuckold.
Yeah, we did call you a cuckold because you
Well.
used to watch your girlfriend get grinded on by dudes.
That's half true.
What's the half that's not true?
No, come on.
You used to sit in the corner and drink out of a straw out of you had like a what's like the rocks glass, like a highball glass.
Yeah.
And you would sip on a straw and watch your girlfriend bump and grind with a bunch of strangers.
That was Patron and Pineapple.
Okay, but what was the point of watching your girlfriend grind on a bunch of strangers?
I think you guys overlooked the situation. I don't think that was
we weren't
necessarily
overlooking
happening.
it. We were looking right at it.
Look, we had a moment, and then I decided to step
What
away.
part is not true of what I just said?
The grinding part.
So the bumping was it going in?
Yeah, that wasn't really happening.
Oh, I don't know.
Thor,
That
co-side me.
wasn't really happening.
I think she was into some stuff.
Maybe she was.
And
She's
that's how you
irrelevant.
got-
She's
that's how
irrelevant
you-
now.
That's how you got the reputation of a cuckold, because you watched her bump and grind on dudes.
Well, she's irrelevant now, and I
Were you a
guys-
cuckold?
No, that's never happened. That's really never happened.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
This podcast is going nowhere, dude. He doesn't know how to banter, Potato.
Look at this band.
Huh?
The band.
That's what he got banned from.
That's what
That is what I got banned for.
So he tried to have.
Some guy tried to fight me and Josh Robishin to defend his honor.
I was not associated with
Was that when
him.
we were down
Well-
after Raw and Potato wouldn't come in the building because he thought I was going to whoop his ass?
You looked pretty pissed off that day.
I didn't even know you were there.
You drove all the way to from Youngstown for this?
Hey, man.
thought
I
you
had to
could-
pick up some stuff from my house, too.
I thought you were gonna banter with us.
Decker?
I didn't pick up any DECA.
I'm deleting this podcast.